and welcome to the show. We are back with Ken Maynard. He is the senior negotiator at Divorce the Smartway. We've been talking about this whole idea of managing a divorce without lawyers and doing it all through kind of a negotiation process. Thanks very much again for coming back to the show. We're going to be talking a little bit more about, a little bit more of the intricacies of what you do. But first of all, a very interesting offering that I see on your website is this idea of a divorce hotel. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're very excited about the Divorce Hotel. It seems to answer the what many of our clients are asking for, and that is, how can we do this in a more condensed format so that we don't have to tie up our an evening a week or an afternoon or a morning a week while we work through this mediation. And you get couples who are very busy, business executives, they may be out of town a lot, and to set aside a month or two of weekly meetings for a mediation to complete is out of the question for them. So we put our heads together here at Divorce the Smartway and came up with a solution, which is the Divorce Hotel. And we find also it's a solution that's being offered in other parts of the world. And that is, we do the preliminary work in office without the attendance of the couples. We just get the documents together, and then we all arrive at a destination, and it's the destination of choice of the parties, and it could be where they want to go. And we have there a mediator, a family coach, and a family law lawyer available by telephone to answer any legal questions as we proceed through the mediation of their separation and development of a parenting plan. It's a wonderful way to keep it focused, keep it condensed, keep it a positive spin on it, so to speak, and get it done.
And I see you have a free divorce survival workbook available for download. What's that all about, Ken?
Well, the workbook is, it has a lot of different types of resources in it. One is, it has a number of worksheets on how to organize yourself for a separation, whether you're going through a mediation, a litigation, or you're negotiating it with your ex-spouse at Tim Hortons. That will cover your assets, your concerns around the children, your priorities around your life going forward, how to track your assets as far as coming into the marriage, going out of the marriage, some nice articles about property to give you a perspective of what the issues around property are. There's a number of, actually what we call a financial health quotient questionnaire to give you an idea about where you are in your finances. It's a useful tool to download, read, fill out the worksheets. It will help you.
And how does someone present the idea of mediation to their soon-to-be ex-spouse?
Well, that's always an interesting challenge, we'll say. As a mediator, many times one of the parties will contact us directly, and then if that party presents it to the ex-spouse, the ex-spouse will think that we're on their side. Well, mediators don't work that way. We are neutral third parties. But to answer the question, one is to say, hey, I came across this resource on the internet about mediation. I think that you should look at it and let me know what you think. That's one way. We have an introduction tool on the internet where you fill in your information, the ex-spouse's information, and in a short note that introduces the website to them. That's one way. We also can send them a letter on one of the spouse's behalf to say that you had contacted us and that you're interested to settle this in a amicable way, in the least time possible, at the least expense.
Yeah.
Would you consider it? That's one way. Or just sit down and say, you know what, we've got to get through this. What would you think about doing a mediation?
Yeah.
And here is a list of mediators. Maybe put our name, our company name down, and two others from your community, and let your other spouse choose, because it's really about getting it settled. yes, of course, Divorce the Smartway, we'd love to have your business, but I also want to see you settle this and keep your money in your pocket, protect your assets, and safeguard your children.
Yeah, and Ken, before the interview, we had a moment to speak about family and how important family and retaining the family and protecting the family is, and in that is the whole idea of parenting plans. So why is that so important post separation?
Well, once the finances are figured out and divided and everyone's settled on that, you're no longer connected or entangled that way. However, the children will keep you connected and somewhat entangled going forward. And if we don't come up with a game plan or a parenting plan, as we call it, that surrounds how the kids will be dealt with and access custody, how things go about extracurricular activities, the whole life of the child, then you're going to get yourself back into fighting again and arguing again, which is why you're separating. So why would you want to do that to yourself? The parenting plans is a great tool to keep it focused on the children, keep it moving forward, and it's a living document that changes as the needs of the children change. And it's really a guideline, it's a boundary setting tool so that everyone knows where they stand. And if you get into conflicts, then you can look at the parenting plan and say, oh, look, let's bring it back to the parenting plan, which will then take the conflict back out of it and move forward. It's a wonderful tool. It'll keep you out of court, it'll keep your children happy, and it'll keep their lives moving forward.
Well, there's obviously another point we should address, and that's, what about those people that have deep religious beliefs? How is mediation better for them?
Well, it's better for them. It's really better for everyone, and that is really at the end of the day, we have to, I guess our Creator wants us to reconcile our differences, our conflicts. That doesn't mean putting the marriage back together. What it might mean is reconciling the parental relationship so that as parents you can cooperate and move along with the children fine. Or just reconciling the conflict and say, and you may never ever see this person again, but you got to reconcile these differences. And if you do it in the courtroom, the chances are for reconciliation are gone, and the chances are for forgiveness are deeply impaired if you're going to go through the court system. So, if it comes down to religion, it really is about reconciliation of conflicts and forgiveness. And there's no better way than to mediate it.
Well, Ken, before we wrap up today, maybe what we should do is ask for you to just review, how somebody or our viewers can actually get a hold of you and find more information about your program.
Well, they can certainly pick up the phone and call me at the phone number there on the material. They can visit the website at www.divorcethesmartway.ca. Drop me an email, or like I said, phone me. We're glad to chat.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, everyone. We've been speaking with Ken Maynard, the founder and senior negotiator at Divorce the Smart Way. You can check them out at divorcethesmartway.ca. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. Thanks, Ken, for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.